Hi friends, welcome to our channel. Today we will discuss the concept of support vector mission, that is SVM. Okay. Before going to that one, first we will introduce the concept. If the data is linearly separable, then there exist many number of linear decision boundaries. We already discussed in the least square method, in the perceptron also. If the data is linearly separable, then there exist many number of decision boundaries for separating the positive class and negative class, that is the separating the classes. But among all the decision boundaries, some are better compared to some others. That is, all the decision boundaries are not perfect. For that purpose, in support vector mission, we are introduced the concept of margin. In support vector mission, we are introduced the concept of margin. Margin of an example. Example means an instance. Margin of an example is assigned by the scoring classifier. Who assigned the scores classifier? So margin of an example is assigned by the scoring classifier as C of x into S cap of x. This is the margin of a particular example, and this is assigned by the scoring classifier where C of x is equal to +1 for positive examples and -1 for negative examples, and S cap of x is the score for the instance x. Okay, the scoring classifier margin of an example is assigned by the scoring classifier as C of x into S cap of x. C of x is +1 for positive example and -1 for negative example, and S cap of x is the score assigned for that example. For example, assume if we take S cap of x is equal to W into x minus t. If you are taking score as S cap of x is equal to W into x minus t. We already discussed this one in perceptron. In perceptron, for a misclassified positive example, W into x less than t. For a misclassified negative example, W into x is greater than t. So for example, S cap of x is equal to W into x minus t. Suppose for a true positive xi, then S cap of for a true positive xi, then it has a margin, xi has a margin W into xi minus t is greater than 0. If you are taking the score as W into xi minus t, this is the score. Suppose for a true positive xi has the value greater than 0. Why it is greater than 0? Already defined as margin is equal to C of x into S cap of x. So C of x is positive for positive example. So this value is greater than 0 for a true positive, greater than 0 for a true positive. Similarly, for a true negative has the margin minus W into xj. For example, xj is the true negative, W into xj minus t is greater than 0. Okay, so here the point is simply for a particular example, for a particular instance, the margin, that is for a true positive, the margin value is greater than 0. For a true negative, it is also greater than 0, but here the symbol is minus symbol. Okay, for a given decision boundary, I am giving some particular decision boundary and a training set. That is on which training set, on which data we have to perform SVM. For the given training set and the decision boundary, I am choosing two variables, m plus m minus. M plus is the smallest margin and m minus is also the smallest margin. I am choosing two smallest margin. M plus is the smallest margin of any positive m minus be the smallest margin of any negative, smallest margin of any positive, and the smallest margin of any negatives, and remember the sum of these margins as large as possible. That is what SVM says. Fix a decision boundary. After fixing the decision boundary, identify the margin on the positive side, margin on the negative side. Though the margins are as small as possible, both the margins are as small as possible to separate the positives from the negatives, and at the same time the sum of these both the margins, as large as possible, and this sum is independent on the decision threshold t. Remember, the sum is independent on the decision threshold t. Okay, simply by readjusting the value of t, we are moving the decision boundary towards the positive or negative. Finally, we have to make the margin, that is the margin on the positive side is equal to the margin on the negative side. The margin on the positive side is equal to the margin on the negative side. Okay, so this is the introduction part. Up to now what we have discussing. So margin, how we are defining a margin. Margin is defined as C of x is equal to, margin is defined as C of x into S cap of x. C of x is +1 for positive and -1 for negative. S cap of x is the score assigned. For example, if the assigned score is W into x minus t. Why we are taking this one? We are discussing the linear decision boundary. We already discussed this one in perceptron. So you are using weight vector. For particular instance, I am using weight vector and the decision threshold t. For a positive, suppose for an instance xi, if it is a true positive, the margin value is greater than 0. If it is a true negative, the margin value minus of this one is greater than 0. So for the given training set, that is in the given training set, in the decision boundary, m plus is the smallest positive margin. Smallest margin of any positive, m minus be the smallest margin of any negative. Smallest margin of any negative. And remember, we have to make the sum of these two margins as large as possible. And the sum is independent on the decision threshold. Here t is the decision threshold. Sum is independent on the decision threshold t. Okay, and we have to readjust the t value such that final our aim is m plus is equal to m minus. And come to the point, the training examples. Okay, I am erasing this one. Now I am writing the very important point. The training examples nearest to the decision boundary are called support vectors. What do you mean by support vector? The training examples, that is the instances that are nearest to the decision boundary. The instances that are nearest to the decision boundary are called support vectors. A linear combination of support vectors is called support vector mission. Okay, the training examples nearest to the decision boundary, that is simply the margins, are called support vectors. The support vectors nearest to the decision boundary, that is a linear combination of these support vectors, is called support vector mission. Now I will draw the diagram. It's clearly understandable. For example, this is the decision boundary. Assume this is the decision boundary. This is the margin for positive examples. This is the margin for negative examples. Suppose the positive. This is the margin for negative examples. This is the decision boundary. Now in this decision boundary, this value is W into X is equal to T. W to X is equal to T. Here M is the margin. In this margin, how we are defining the margin? The margin is defined as M by W. Mod W. Remember, this is very, very important. The margin is defined as M by mod W, where M is the distance between the decision boundary and the nearest training examples. So this is the nearest training examples in this direction. This is the nearest training examples in this direction. So M is, so I am calculating along W. This is the direction of weight vector W. Now M is the distance between the decision boundary. This is the decision boundary and the nearest. This value is M and this value is M. This is M. The decision boundary W into X is equal to T in the previous, this one. W into X is equal to T plus M. Why? Because I am calculating margin in the direction of W. In the direction of W means we are adding the distance. So for this purpose, for this, W into X is equal to T minus M. But is we are reducing the distance from the decision boundary. Okay, these points are clear. I am calculating M value. So M is from this position. This position means we are at this position. So M is equal to 0. We are moving in this direction. So we are adding this distance. So this distance. We have to subtract this distance T minus M. Subtract this distance T minus 1. Now what is this value? From this position to this position, this range is, this is M, this is also M. So total value is 2M by mod W. Okay, simply remember this is M, this is M. So total this point is 2M by mod W. Simply from this one, for this one to, suppose I am up to this one. What is the value from this to this position? This value is T plus M by mod W. Simply this one, T minus M by mod W. So here T minus M, this to this position. Here this is a T plus 1, this to this position. Okay, if you understand the diagram, it is very clear. This is called support vector. The margin, these are the training examples, positive examples and negative examples. The training examples nearest to the decision boundary are called support vectors. A linear combination of support vector is called support vector mission. This is the diagram that represents the support vector mission. So the margin is defined as M by mod W. M is the distance between the decision boundary and threshold. Distance between the decision boundary and the margin along W. For our convenient, we are choosing M value is equal to 1. For conveniently, we are choosing M value is equal to 1 or R. Okay. So this diagram is clear. Or 1 by 2 mod W square. Why we are using half the distance, that is half the weight vector. 1 by 2 mod W square provided none of the training examples falls inside the margin. None of the training examples falls inside the margin. Remember, this is the very important. Okay, W is the weight vector. So for our conveniently, we are choosing the distance M is equal to 1. If M is equal to 1 means the right side distance, this distance, that is it becomes half. By taking half of the square distance, it means that none of the examples falls inside the margin. Suppose this is the margin, this is the margin, this is the decision boundary. This specifies that there is no point inside these margins. All the elements are outside the margin. If all are outside the margin, that means we correctly classify. That is, the data is correctly separable. Okay. Okay. In the cases, what our aim is, maximizing the margin corresponds to So the formula is m by mod w. M by mod w means m is the distance. So what we have to do? Maximize the margin m corresponds to maximizing the margin m corresponds to minimizing w. Now apply the constraint optimization problem. What do you mean by optimization problem? Optimization problem is, for a given problem we have many number of solutions. Among the solution we have to select the best one. So in this case also we have many number of margins. Among the margins we have to select the best margin. Constraint means the margin is selected based on some constraints. Suppose the formula for the margin optimal constraint problem is A star comma B star is equal to argmin of A comma B. Suppose if A comma B are the 2 points, A star B star is equal to A comma B, f of A comma B subject to g of A comma B. This is the constraint optimization problem on parameters A comma B. Now what are our parameters? So according to this one we will write our parameters. W star T star is equal to, our parameters are W and T, argmin of W comma T, f of A comma B. What is our function? 1 by 2 mod W square, 1 by 2 mod W square subject to yi into Wxi minus t greater than or equal to 1. We already derived this formula. Okay, this is the constraint optimization problem. W star T star is equal to argmin of 1 by 2 W square. This is f of A comma B subject to, this is g of A comma B. For all I value is less than or equal to n. That is 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n. 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n. Okay. Now from this formula, for this I am applying this one on Lagrange multipliers. By applying Lagrange multipliers on the multiplier alpha I. So we already know alpha I. Alpha is how many number of times an example is misclassified. So what is the formula for that one? Suppose delta of parameter A, B, some lambda is equal to, AB lambda is equal to f of A comma B minus, this is the multiplier, Lagrange multiplier, lambda of g of A comma B minus C. These two are the formulas. So for that W comma T comma alpha 1 to alpha n, a set of Lagrange multipliers, that is each one alpha is for particular instance, f of A comma B. So we already know the formula, 1 by 2 mod W square, 1 by 2 mod W square minus lambda means the set of all alpha values, sigma I is equal to 1 to n, sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I, that is for all the variables, yi into Wxi minus t. This is this one. Okay, minus t minus some constant. Here what is the constant? Constant 1, yi into Wixi minus t. So this bracket and this one and this one. Okay, this is the formula. Now derive this one. So this is f of A comma B. This is the Lagrange multiplier. By deriving this one, 1 by 2 mod W square, 1 by 2 mod W square minus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi wxi wxi this one minus into minus plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I into t plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I. So simply perform multiplication of alpha I with all the terms. So alpha I, so 1 by 2 mod w square minus w into, so I am representing my expression in terms of w and t, w into sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi xi plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n sigma alpha I yi into ti, t into sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I. Now take this expression in terms of w and t. Okay, this is constrained optimization problem. For this constrained optimization problem, I am applying Lagrange multipliers alpha 1 to alpha n. So the function is, these two are the functions. By applying in terms of a, I am using w, in terms of b, in place of b I am using t, in place of lambda I am using Lagrange multipliers alpha 1 to alpha n. This is the final equation. Now for simplicity, that is for simplification purpose, we take the partial derivative with respect to t and then we take the partial derivative with respect to w also for getting the solution. Okay, I am erasing this one, keep this one. So in this one, take the partial derivative with respect to t. Take the partial derivative with respect to t and set t is equal to 0. For getting the solution, take the partial derivative with respect to t and set t is equal to 0. By setting t is equal to 0, what we are getting? Simply this expression is equal to 0. By setting this expression is equal to 0. Similarly, after this one, take the partial derivative. That means what happens? For this one, sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi is equal to 0. This is the t value with respect to t. This is, here there is a no t term, so this value is 0. There is no t term, this value is 0. There is no t term, this value is 0. So by taking the partial derivative, this one and this one all are zeros. We already know the partial derivatives, and this contains the t term. T and t are cancelled. Similarly, sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi if the expression is equal to 0. Now take the partial derivative with respect to w. Take the partial derivative with respect to w. Suppose I will write, we have many number of w's. I will write the formula dou by dou w of w t alpha 1 to alpha n is equal to dou by dou w of 1 by 2 w square minus dou by dou w. I am taking the partial derivative w into sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi xi plus that term is 0 plus this term is 0. Why? Because there is no w term. This is also 0, so no need to write. In this 1 by 2 w into w. So simply by applying partial derivation, constant is removed, 2 w's, 1 w is missing, w minus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi xi. I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi xi. Okay, since here we are taking the partial derivative with respect to 0 for an optimal weight vector. For an optimal weight vector, this partial derivative is equal to 0. That means w is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi xi. Up to now what we are doing? I am simply writing the score. Lagrange multiplier and constraint optimization. So if you know the formula of constraint optimization and Lagrange multipliers, I already written step by step, apply the formula. In this f of a comma b is equal to 1 by 2 mod w square. G of a comma b is equal to yi into, we already derived the formula, w into x minus t. So c of x into s of x. C of x is the score. What is the score? Plus 1 or minus 1. Suppose I am representing that one as yi. S cap of x, I am assuming s cap of x is equal to w into x minus t. So the margin is yi into wxi minus t. That is the margin. That is the first definition. Okay, those are. So by applying step by step procedure, that is the take the partial derivative with respect to t, take the partial derivative with respect to w. Suppose if for an optimal weight vector the partial derivative is 0, so the weight vector w is equal to this one. So observe alpha I is appeared in perceptron also. In perceptron alpha I is a non-negative integer. In support vector mission alpha I is a non-negative real number. So in perceptron it specifies how many number of times an example is misclassified. Okay, in the both common point is if alpha I is equal to 0 means that example has to be removed from the training set. Remember, simply there is no need. If alpha I is greater than 0, alpha I is greater than 0 for support vector mission. Remember, the alpha I value is compulsory greater than 0 for support vectors mission. That is the training examples nearest to the decision boundary. Training examples nearest to the decision boundary. Okay. Now, by plugging these expressions w and t, by plugging these expressions, t is equal to I is equal to 1 to n alpha I y is equal to 0. This by plugging these two expressions into the Lagrangian multiplier, and eliminate these w and t. Eliminate these w and t to obtain dual optimization problem. So I will write that one. So the dual optimization problem, delta of alpha 1 to alpha n is equal to minus 1 by 2 sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi xi, and sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi xi plus sigma I is equal to n to n alpha I. Suppose by eliminating the expressions w and t, the first one is 1 by 2 w square and the last one is sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I. So in the dual optimization problem we are considering minus w square, minus 1 by 2 w square. So simply this one is minus 1 by 2 sigma I is equal to 1 to n. Suppose sigma j is equal to 1 to n alpha I alpha j yi yj xi xj plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I. Sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I. What is this one? The dual optimization problem is to maximize the constraint, problem is to maximize this function under positive constraints. To maximize this function under any positive constraints and one equality constraint. On any positive constraint we have to maximize this value, and on equality constraints also we have to maximize this function value. This function value that is represented as alpha 1 star alpha n star is equal to arg maximum of alpha 1 to alpha n. We already know the constraint optimization problem. So in this is the dual maximum optimization problem. For that I am taking arg max value alpha n is equal to the same one, minus 1 by 2 sigma I is equal to 1 to n, sigma j is equal to 1 to n, alpha I, alpha j, yi, yj, xi, xj, plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n, alpha I is equal to 1 to n, alpha I, what is this one? Subject to alpha I greater than or equal to 0, subject to alpha I greater than or equal to 0, and sigma I is equal to 1 to n, alpha I, yi is equal to 0. Remember, sigma I is equal to 1 to n, alpha I, yi value is equal to 0. Similarly, 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n. This is the dual optimization problem. The dual optimization problem is maximize the function under positive constraint and one equality constraint. How we are getting this one? By eliminating w and t in the previous formula. 1 by 2 w square. This is the value of w we are getting. 1 by 2 w square plus the last term sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I. That is, if you understand the first line, that is the first equation, everything is very simple to calculate. Okay. From this dual optimization problem, we are getting two important points. Dual optimization problem, we are getting two important points. First one is, what we are doing up to now? I am identifying the fixing the margin. So identifying or finding a maximum margin, is equal to the finding maximum margin decision boundary is equal to searching for a support vector. We are finding the maximum margin decision boundary is equivalent to searching for a support vector. What is the meaning? Searching for support vector means support vector is the training examples nearest to the decision boundary. So if we are identifying the maximum margin means we are always identifying the decision boundary. That means identification of maximum margin is equivalent to identification of support vectors. So how we are identifying? W is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I, yi, xi. Based on this weight vector, we are identifying the training examples. That is the first one. Okay. The first one is identification of the margin is equal to identification of the support vectors, and the second one is the optimization problem. The optimization problem we are calculating. This is entirely depends on. See this one. All are dot products. The optimization problem is defined as a pairwise dot products. Defined as a pairwise dot products between the instances. A pairwise dot products between the instances, and these are represented in gram matrix. This is represented in gram matrix. Okay. Up to now we are discussing the support vector mission for the linear separable data. Okay, the linear separable data. Suppose if the data is not linearly separable, so we are moving to soft margin SVM. If the data is not linearly separable, the function w into x minus t, it is not sufficient for separating. It is not satisfiable. So in those situations, we are introducing a slack variable. Suppose this is the representation. This is the representation of slack variable. So the normal function w into x minus t is not sufficient. W into x minus t is not sufficient. So in that cases, we are introducing a slack variable for each and every example. So what is our constraint? W into xi minus t is greater than or equal to 1. It is changed as a slack variable. Suppose for instance I. And sum of all the slack variables to the objective function is minimized, and sum of all slack variables to the objective function is to be minimized. So similar to optimization problem, here the entire concept is same, similar to that one. In additional is we are adding this slack variable. Suppose first we are discussing optimization problem, the same one, the soft margin optimization problem. So W star T star, along with we have one more slack variable, argument of W comma T comma slack variable f of a comma b subject to g of a comma b. F of a comma b means 1 by 2 W square, along with we are introducing a slack variable sigma I is equal to 1 to n, sigma I is equal to 1 to n slack variable, some constant c subject to. So in the linear separable we have only this formula. In non-linear separable we are adding this one, subject to the same 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n, and yi into wxi minus t. In the previous one it is greater than or equal to 1. Now it is greater than or equal to 1 minus slack variable. Greater than or equal to 1 minus slack variable. This is the soft margin optimization problem. Here C is a user defined parameter. C is a user defined parameter. It is also called as a complex parameter. The main purpose of C, if the value of C is very high, the value of C is either high or low. Suppose if the value of C is high, for each and every margin there is a high penalty. For every margin error. Margin error means, what do you mean by margin error? Suppose if the example is inside the margin, or if the example is the other wrong side. Suppose the positive example is placed on the negative side, that is called margin error. If C value is very high, for each margin error a high penalty has to be paid. Suppose if the C value is very low, there are more number of margin errors. So that is C is the complexity parameter, is the main important role for selecting the decision threshold, that is for selecting the margin. Similar to this constraint optimization, we have to apply the same formula, that is the Lagrange multipliers. The Lagrange multipliers W delta of W T alpha I, suppose beta I, alpha I, beta I, sorry one more, slack variable of I. The function same, 1 by 2 W square plus C into sigma I is equal to 1 to n, 1 by 2 W square minus W into sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi xi. So alpha I yi xi. So minus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I into I is equal to 1 to n alpha I into yi w into x minus t. In the previous case we are writing minus 1. Now we are writing 1 minus this one. 1 minus this one plus minus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I beta I. Beta I is also Lagrange multiplier for slack variables. Okay. By simplifying this equation, alpha I yi wx, alpha I yi into t. Again alpha I slack variable minus alpha I beta I. By simplifying these expressions, we are getting 1 by 2 w into w minus w sigma I is equal to 1 to n, sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi xi, this one alpha I yi xi plus t into sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi, I is equal to 1 to n alpha I yi. So alpha I into this one minus into minus plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I, sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n this term c minus alpha I is equal to 1 to n c minus alpha I minus beta I into slack variable. So simple multiplication. Observing this one. So this is the previous equation. This is the previous formula of w comma t comma alpha I. W comma t comma alpha I plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n c minus alpha I minus beta I into phi. This is the slack variable. So for an optimal solution, okay, this is the previous one. For that previous one, I am adding this one. For the optimal solution, take the partial derivative with respect to the slack variable. Take the partial derivative with respect to the slack variable, and that variable value is equal to 0, and this value is equal to 0. Then automatically c minus alpha I minus beta I is equal to 0, because there is no slack term. There is no slack variable. This is 0 and we have slack variable. So this value c minus alpha I minus beta I is equal to 0 for all the terms. Beta I is equal to 0 for all the terms. And okay, the same problem again. And alpha 1 star to dual problem. Alpha n star is equal to argmax of alpha 1 to alpha n, argmax of alpha 1 to alpha n minus 1 by 2 sigma I is equal to 1 to n, sigma j is equal to n to n, alpha I, alpha j, yi, yj, and alpha I, yi, xi, xj minus 1 by 2 w square plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n alpha I, the dual optimization problem, and it is subject to 0 less than or equal to 0 less than or equal to alpha I less than or equal to c. Make the decision upper bound or c. If you are making the upper bound for c, we are checking whether the particular training example is inside the margin or outside the margin. So both the concepts are same. The only difference is in the soft margin classifier we are adding the slack variable, okay, the support vector mission. So finally within 5 minutes the support vector mission. In support vector mission, first take the support vector, first consider the margin. Margin is c of x into s cap of x. I am assuming s cap of x is equal to w into x minus t. If it is greater than 0 for positive and minus of greater than 0 for negative example. Based on that one, I am applying two formulas. If you know the two formulas, one is constraint optimization. What is the formula? Constraint optimization, a comma b. Suppose a star comma b star is equal to f of a comma b minus, f of a comma b subject to g of a comma b. So here my function f of a comma b function is 1 by 2 w square subject to. So what is the margin? C of x. C of x means y. Wx minus t. So yi into wxi minus t subject to that one, that is greater than or equal to 0. Now apply the dual optimization problem, that is constraint optimization problem to Lagrange multiplier. So we already know the formula. Lagrange multiplier, delta of a comma b lambda is equal to f of a comma b minus lambda into g of a comma b minus c. Here a comma b means w comma t, lambda means t. Apply the formula, simplify the formula. Similarly for soft margin, we are introducing the slack variable. This is the support vector mission. Thank you.